Where does guitar tone come from? Is tone in the hands, in the fingers, in the phalanges, if you will? Is there tone in your guitar, your amp, your pedals? Maybe it's in all of these things. But I'm gonna say no. Tone is in your ears. The reason Jimi Hendrix sounded different than you will ever sound is because he plugged his guitar into whatever pedals he liked and whatever amp he liked, and he made sounds that he liked. You will never make sounds that Jimi Hendrix liked. First off, he's not around anymore to comment on whether or not your sounds are any good. And second of all, you're not him. I'm not him, unfortunately. Although, the more I study guitar and music and try to make sounds that please me, almost by magic, my tone gets better. One of the biggest revelations that I've had in the last few years is that guitar players use way too much treble, like ear-piercingly high amounts of treble. And if you just turn down the treble on your amp, roll back the tone on your guitar just a little bit. I'm not saying you gotta sound like a jazz guy, but you just take some of that edge off and everything just sounds so much better. It sits in the mix better. It's just cleaner. Like no one has ever listened to Eric Johnson and said, man, you know what? I wish he would turn up the treble. You know, it's interesting when you learn how to mix music a little bit, you start realizing that certain frequency ranges build up. So on a guitar, it's the mid-range. It's around 500K. And so you get this sort of bump at 500K if you start layering guitars. And so you cut some of that out to bring it back down to what you think it actually sounds like. And if you don't cut it, then you just have this big, muddy, horrible sounding thing. Same thing with treble. The treble just builds up and builds up and builds up. If you cut it off of all those guitars and then you layer them, it brings the treble back up to a level that sounds good. And if you haven't trained your ears to listen for these things, you just sort of like think, oh, well, my tone sounds bad. It's not that it sounds bad, it's just that there's certain things that you only learn through experience, through learning, through continuing to learn and to work on yourself as a musician and to work on getting different sounds out of the same setup. You plug one guitar into one amp or maybe a few pedals, and you don't have to keep messing with it all the time. You figure out how to get good sounds out of the gear you have. And once you can do that, then sure, you can get different sounds out of a Jazzmaster or a Gretsch or a Telecaster or a Les Paul or an SG. But if you don't know how to get a good sound, a sound that's pleasant to your ears with anything, your next guitar will not fix that. Your next amp will not fix that. The next Holy Grail pedal will not fix that. Anyway, that's enough of my yakking. Thanks for watching. I hope this has been helpful, inspiring. It's gonna make you maybe not buy another guitar until you start getting some good sounds out of the guitar you already have. And if you found this video helpful, I would really appreciate if you'd like and subscribe. Maybe leave a comment below if you have some thoughts about this subject. Anyway, thanks a lot. I'm Mike, and catch you next time.